and welcome back to a new video. I'm going to be working in my weekly journal today, and I am going back to December, and I want to document our daughter graduating. So I am going to be working in this page, on this page here, and I also wanted to chat today about journaling, ways to make it easier, ways to help if you're a beginner, things to do if you are struggling, if you've you've been journaling but you kind of hit a bit of a block and you are struggling a bit at the moment to get going. So I thought I'd talk about all those bits and pieces today. So how to make journaling easier, basically. Today I've got my daughter's graduation photos. I have got this little card that I picked up on the side when I was there. I've got a paper bag that my mother-in-law picked up from a pick and mix at a hotel. She put her sweets in a little pot and took the bag home for me, so I had a clean bag. I have pulled over some bits and pieces. This was sent to me in some happy mail, and this has actually inspired me the word joy. So that's something we'll be talking about today as well. And then I've picked up a few other bits and pieces. I've got a couple of stickers here left. I kind of laid it all out thinking, oh yes, that all goes together really, really nicely. And then I've got the photos as well. So I am excited to get going. I've got a receipt from the pizza that we went for as well. So I'm really looking forward to this page. I'm feeling very excited. The fact that we've got that beautiful trim on the side from my previous page there, I'm excited about that too. So let's talk about why there are different ways of struggling with journaling and how to make it easier. To start with, it could just be that you've got a bit of a block. That's easily done. That happens to us all. And you kind of want that time. Do you know the worst one is when you've actually blocked out that time and you're sat there at your desk and you just don't feel it. It happens to us all. But there's also times if you're new and you struggle with the physical side of journaling. You're okay with creating, but you struggle to know what to write. That's quite a common one as well. But there's also times when you know what to write, but you don't know where to put it. Or it could be that you've created this amazing page, but you realise you've got no space for the journaling. So there's lots and lots of different ways here. So we're kind of like discuss them all. I think for me, one of my worst times is not quite, the page just doesn't flow. It doesn't feel finished, or I want to create, but I don't know, it's just not coming together quite right. One of my favourite ways recently has definitely been to play with colours. That's something that I've done today. I've kind of got my colours out. I discussed this in the video the other day. I'll leave a link to that. And it really does help me. It's almost going back to my roots. It's something I used to do years ago with scrapbooking. I'd get a play with a colour combo. And we did a lot of challenges. I did find back in the day with blogs, it almost worked better. It's with YouTube, it feels very one-sided. People leave comments and that's great, but it's all about the person with the video. You're looking at what they're doing. Whereas I found years ago before YouTube, we would have blogs and we had challenges. You'd get so many different challenge blogs, and it was great because you felt part of a community. You would have your own blog. So the idea was somebody would set a challenge, like a colour challenge, but you would then leave a comment with a link to your blog page. So the person who set the challenge, i.e. the person with the blog post, they would come and visit yours and have a look at your page that you'd done, your layout, and leave a comment as well. But then loads of other people would too that were also taking part. So you would see other people's challenge pages. And I loved that so much. I don't know how to recreate that really. I've tried doing challenges on my free Facebook group. And to be honest, they don't really get the attention. I've tried doing them on Patreon as well. And again, the same. But if you are interested, I found it really, really helped me. I do set a challenge, a prompt every single week on Patreon. But it's not somewhere you can then, I guess, because people don't have blogs really, it's difficult unless you've got something like a Facebook group or you're part of a community, an online community. you don't see other people's pages, which you don't really do obviously on YouTube. It, like I said, it feels very one-sided. Let me know if you are interested, if you'd like to start the prompts, if you'd like to join in, and maybe we can find sort of a community group, whether it be on Facebook or whether it be we sort of really focus more on it on Patreon. But I'd love to hear from you if you are interested, because it really helped me back in the day. So today my colours, as you can see, are very pinky yellow, orangey, a little bit like the other day. I was still feeling the pinks today, with a little bit of craft. I added a little bit of craft here as well. You may have seen that gift bag that my mother-in-law gave me. I folded it over, not quite in half, I folded it over because I wanted to use the flap for this little postcard here that we were given at the graduation. I've done a tab top double-sided, both sides, and I added a little bit of ribbon. But then you can see the postcard then goes into the larger part of the bag, and then it's given me another little part of a pocket there. And that takes me on to the next point. If you're struggling with your journaling, just because you, one, maybe don't like your handwriting, or you just don't want loads of journaling on display on your page, then I really recommend hidden journaling. If you don't feel confident, if you want to hide your journaling for whatever reason, this is the way to go. Use little pockets. Put your journaling behind photos. You can quite easily add tape on 3 sides of a photo, leaving one side free, and then slide in a postcard, or just even slide in a little bit of paper folded over. You can slide it behind a photo. Use envelopes, fold a page over to create a pocket, and again just stick it down on the sides and have one side left free. But it's a really good way. My way today, I'm actually hiding lots of photos. I don't want all the photos on display, so I'm using pockets to hide. But yeah, definitely, if you're struggling with your journaling, do it all hidden. Because then you don't need to overthink it as well. It's funny, isn't it, as well, because how many people really do see our journals? Not many. But yet so many people feel funny about having their journaling on display or their handwriting. If handwriting is another issue, type it out. Use Word, Microsoft Word or something like that, and type it out. Use a typewriter. And maybe just have a few little bits of handwriting on display. I do think it is important to have your handwriting out, even if you don't like it. Pop it out, or even write on a postcard. That could be really fun. Some people also struggle with knowing what to write, and that gives them a little bit of a block. I know one of the ladies in our community, Caroline, I'm thinking of you if you're watching this. She would make all her pages and then have the journaling left, and she would struggle to know what to write. And then she'd have a few pages to do. So if you have this kind of block, maybe have your journaling in little spots. You'll see today's page actually, like I've torn a little note paper here in half, and I'm splitting the journaling up. So although I am doing some decent sized journaling, have it in little spots. So have a few little journaling spots, have a little bit of journaling tucked away, and just split it into little areas so you're not feeling overwhelmed with the journaling. Journaling can leave you feeling really overwhelmed. So by doing this and breaking it up, you're not feeling like you've got to write a whole essay. You can just split it up into little bits, write about your day or something like that. And I find that really helps. It breaks up the page as well, especially if you don't want loads and loads of journaling on display. Splitting it up really helps. I love this little joy bag here. It was just perfect. It was such a really lovely thing to send somebody as Happy Meal. It just worked out really well, because it's not the kind of thing I would have thought to send, but it's the kind of thing that makes me really happy. The little pieces there that I haven't used on this page, I've popped in my journal box, my little junk box, so I will use them on another page. But it was really fun to add. I think it's something like that you get free with a magazine, that kind of thing, or I've had bits like that. So it's just the packaging from that, and it definitely helped. Another thing to do if you're struggling is use pieces like I'm using here. These are little clear like ephemera, and it's really pretty, really easy to layer up as well. The colours are really pretty, but it's because it's quite transparent as well. It really is fun to layer and add, but it doesn't feel like it takes over your whole page. So I would really recommend doing that as well. So I hope these little points have helped you. If it is overwhelm your feeling, maybe break it down, do it in stages, think about your design of your page first, or even think about the story that you want to tell as well. That can be a good one. Focus on the photos and the story and go from there. You could even, and I've never done this myself, you could even ask somebody to journal for you. So like this page I'm doing about my daughter, I could have asked her just to write a little bit about her day, how she was feeling, and that would have been quite nice actually. So that's something maybe you could even try. They could write a postcard for you, or if like in our instance, Holly lives, you know, takes us 5 hours with our little stop to get to her generally. I could have asked her to text something to me and then I could have just written it out. That could be really fun. I have asked the family years and years ago when I used to scrapbook about each writing something, a little card to put on a page, and that was quite fun, and I used that as hidden journaling. So yeah, there's lots and lots of ways to do it. When I was a scrapbooker, something I used to recommend as well if you were struggling was to write on the back of the page, and then sometimes just writing it out, scribbling all the writing or the journaling, it then comes to you afterwards. If you've got it all off your chest, it then almost makes the journaling a little bit easier. I'm adding some thread. This actually, I was speaking about having a freebie in a magazine. This was in, oh gosh, what was the really beautiful magazine? It's stopped now, along with most of them. It was, oh, Molly Makes. This was actually a Molly Makes project that came in the magazine, and I didn't make it, but I did keep the thread. There's a lot of thread on here as well. And these little discs, it says on there about things that you love. They were in my monthly kit last month. And I hadn't actually used them yet. I had all these ideas when I actually put them in the kit, but I was yet to use them. So I thought I would tie them to the thread and then stick them to the page. I thought it was a little bit different. Really like the thread, and it adds a nice bit of pop of colour. The red then goes with the red postcard. So I was quite happy with this, and it's just something a little bit different, isn't it? I think sometimes you can easily get stuck in a rut. That's another thing sometimes that can sort of like cause you a few problems when you're creating. You get stuck in a rut a little bit. So doing something a little bit different, giving yourself a new challenge. You think, oh, how am I going to add this to my page? I'm adding a pin through here as well. It can really, really help. So I really hope these little points have helped you today. Time to finish off this page. I added this as well, which I quite like. These bits are from last month's kit. I've added on some wool and stuck that in place. I've got some alphabet stickers. I want to add some journaling. I was also going to add a little journal card as well. I thought I might pop that down the side because I realised when I was having a look at it earlier on that I don't actually have a spot for the journaling. I tend to do that sometimes. I get a little bit carried away and realise then that I haven't got any space for the journaling. Right, I've got the wording here which came off the wrapper. Joy to your world. And I was going to, I might just use these ones. I was going to change the wording to joy to our world because that's what she is. I thought that would be quite fun. I like these stickers. These are so old. Alison Craft. Joy to our world. And then how about we have, rather than the pink ones, I think it might be a little bit too much pink. I didn't think I'd ever hear myself say that. So how about either you are here, or I might actually pop it at the top there. I like these kind of sticker sheets where you've got loads on here. It's very handy. So I think I'm going to do that. I am feeling very inspired lately. I just want to have my journals out all the time. I think about them. So basically when I'm not journaling, I'm thinking about journaling. I just want to journal all the time. I've got so many ideas for new ones. there's just sometimes not enough hours in the day for all your crafty stuff, is there? You are a joy to our world. I like that. I really do. I might even add a few more over here because I'm liking that balance of colour. I've said it before that I like to kind of like, if I've got a little bit of colour somewhere, I like to add it somewhere else. Oh, let's put that on straight. I think I'm going to do the journaling and then come back and see if I want to add a few more bits, because I feel like it's not quite finished at the moment. I was just going through some stash and I found these old chipboard stickers, which I'm going to use. I've also got a clip here, which I thought could be quite fun. Actually, saying that, I don't know if I really need it. Let's see what we're going to do. So I really like this. Let today be the start of something new. I thought that was quite fun. These are so old. Will they still be sticky? No, not very. Let's grab some tape. Oh, where's my tape gone? And then I'm going to go and have dinner with Aid. He's cooking steak tonight. Oh, that's not done very well. The sticky stayed on the back of that. That's really strange. Ooh, that's not coming off. What on earth have I done here? That's so weird. That's never happened to me before. Let's start another one. That's so strange. Right, so we're going to use up some old stash here. Oh, it's like it's come off in a double. No wonder it felt so thick. And I think we're going to look for a scary movie to watch. I think green may be there. I've used that Time to Take It Easy because she's worked so hard with doing her degree and then 2 years masters whilst working. So quite like that one. And maybe that one. Let's get, oh, this is so weird. The tape is actually on top of the tape. Right, I've got my chipboard stickers on. I've got a few of those actually. I'm going to actually pop this clip up here for no reason other than it's just pointing towards Holly. I'm really pleased with this. I'm going to leave this page as it is. Love that bit with the pizza receipt, and then we've got the pulley out bits, we've got the photos there on both sides, and we've got the graduation details. So we've got 3 bits that pull out there, and then we've got this bit here as well. That is my page. I really hope you've enjoyed this today. A nice easy one. It felt very, very relaxing, which is what's important, isn't it? So thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care and happy journaling.